Thank you for the question. Yeah, we've been listening to these words, upskilling and reskilling, for quite some time in the industry, for a long time, very, very long time. But I would rather say that we should talk about skilling with relevance or relevant skilling. Okay, that is the key word that we should be talking today, right? I would like to confine my what I would say views very specific to a very sharp area, which is developer, right? Developer skills, and because our company is around developer skills, and we are a platform-driven company, and I would like to focus there. While it's a very large subject, we can move from one end to the other, right? When we talk about developer skills, let's go back to 25 years ago. People thought that if you want to be a developer, you need a machine and you will have your hardware in line with the development that is going to be done, and you will install a local software, and students have been or learners have been doing the code in their local machine, right? Later, people thought that no, we can move this entire hardware infrastructure to a cloud, right? So people started talking about moving the infrastructure to the cloud, right? And even banks, they moved the infrastructure to the cloud. Large IT companies, what they did is they will isolate and they will create a data center within their premises, put it with secure controls, and they will create a LAN. And with that LAN, developers will get an access within the LAN. They will get an access and they will code. That is the way it was going. And when data centers came in, they said that we will move the hardware and some part of software into the data center, right? But over the last 5-10 years, if you look at the cloud players, what they have done is that you don't need to have any software in your local machine, and even the hardware requirement has come down dramatically, right? So you don't need to have very high-end, high-powered machines if you are a developer at your end. This is the way it has moved. So therefore, what we talk is cloud-first skilling is the most relevant skilling today. Most of the new applications, leave the legacy applications, most of the new applications in the industry have been built on cloud-first principles. That means the developer uses his own local machine, wherever it is, wherever the developer is sitting, they are able to actually build the application. The application is built for scale, security, and performance. Multiple developers can sit together and then collaborate and then do it. So therefore, when we are talking in the context of upskilling or reskilling, we will have to look at our curriculum first for aligning with this. So we will have to train the developers for cloud-first skilling. That is the topmost important part, number one. Number two, we have to teach the developers on how to come together as a group of developers and build an app. It's not that you build an app at workplace with just only one person. You have put a large team. So you should know how to work with those tools. You should know how to work in a workflow. You should know how to actually go and review a code. You should know how to put the code in a repository. There are multiple things coming into play. So these are the skill sets which the students has to pick up, particularly when somebody is saying that codes are being given by ChatGPT. That's a completely different issue. Assuming that developers are taking codes from a ChatGPT and assuming that their organization is allowing, you still need to have quite a bit of skills to put a workable or usable code in the professional market, right? So we need to build these skills into students, and these skills are very different. You can't just say that I've taught somebody Java. JavaScript is already there in my curriculum. I've taught Java or JavaScript, so they know how to code. That is not the way. So they need to learn a lot more, so they have to learn through projects. So whenever we are talking about relevant skilling, the student should learn how to do a project on his own or how to collaborate with others and do a project as a group. So hands-on skilling is the most important part, particularly that can be tested only in a project. So that is what we call it as relevant skilling. So project-based skilling is the only way. Today, a recruiter will ask you what kind of jobs that you have done, and they are going to give weightage only to that. Because if 1,000 students are sitting through an assessment, they will shortlist that to 300, right? Because that's the first level of the screen. From 300, they come down to 30 only based on the project that you have done. So therefore, project is the only way. And if you want to skill our students for global markets, give them the project-based skilling. Okay, thank you. Thanks for asking. First is thanks to ET for giving us this opportunity. Let me tell you that as Hebbale Academy, this is the first event we are participating. We've been on stealth mode for the last 3 years. We have not surfaced. After I left my previous corporate job, I was actually the head of an edtech for a large company. And after exiting, I've been a part of the startup. We are about 3-4 of us, and we have a team of around 25 people. People have left a good, well-paying job to come over here and then be a part of this journey, right? So this is the first time we have put ourselves in an event over the last 3 years because our product has come to a shape and it's ready. We are ready for us to go to the market, right? So thanks to ET for this fantastic opportunity to express ourselves. And the entire event is very, very relevant for the situation that we are in. Okay. First is you got a great keynote speaker, Mr. Mohandas Pai. Okay. He's very well known in this market for his insights. He today talked about experiential learning. He talked about project-based skills, right? And whatever that we are talking, I was very happy to see him, the keynote speaker picking up that straight away as a topic because he holds the experience of setting up a large training unit for a company like Infosys when he was there, right? They all understand what it takes. But at some point of time, they understand that you can't keep spending your money in large infrastructure and keep going it. I believe this particular conference brought about that. You can't be spending large money on infrastructure. You will have to be spending money on faculty. You will have to be spending money on faculty development. You will have to push the students on giving them key resources, soft resources, not hard resources. We are not talking about machines or we're not talking about computer, but we are talking about platforms. We are talking about mentoring. We are talking about, connecting them to industry experts. So this particular conference brought those points, I would say, to the as a highlight. Thanks to ET for that excellent one. I believe this conference will go places, and I wish ET pulls few international faces into this, particularly international faculty. When they come in, they instantly understand some of the issues that we have spoken here. For example, there are faculty members, they will give a problem statement 1 to a bunch of students, ask them to go through a project in semester 1, and the next bunch of students will build on it further. And that is the way the international universities have successfully come out with startups and spin-offs, and I'm sure the Indian universities will move ahead in that manner. Thanks to ET again for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you for that question. And this has been a great event by ET. Very, very inspiring. And it has been privileged to hear from a lot of distinguished panels and everyone. So first, let's understand what a platform is, because everybody nowadays claims that we have a platform, right? So platform comprises of multiple solutions, and all of them are trying to solve problems which are related, right? So when we speak platform, it is comprised of multiple solutions, right? So now from a tech education point of view, how does a platform help institutes in particular, right? It's all about skill, right? So hands-on experience is one of the central for every corporate in the industry, right? So they are doing real projects on live environments, right? So how do we make sure that students are able to gain experience? Because at the end of the day, corporate treats developers with experience, right? So how are we going to make students gain hands-on experience for successful careers in industry, right? So that is where a platform-centric approach comes. So today there is learning management systems, right? So you can watch a video, you can do, but can we actually learn something like swimming by watching a video? No, right? Can we go learn mountaineering by just watching videos? No, you actually have to get on the ground, right? That's exactly what platform should be doing, right? And another thing is platform enables one to accelerate something, right? So for instance, a train railway station platform helps you to get on board the train quickly and move, right? So programming languages platform helps you to accelerate development, right? So in the same way, from a tech point of view, it's all about how can it be made access, right? How can you get access to cloud? Today, even to get access to cloud, you need to swipe a card, right? Now, how do you make diverse population of the country from all rural institutes? How can they get access to cloud technology, right? So platform is supposed to make it easy. It's supposed to put things in perspective so that students can go over hands-on experience, they can try, and also at scale, right? Now, if you have, we have lakhs of students graduating, right? How can we validate whether they're doing hands-on learning, right? And it cannot be on their computers, right? So that is where platform-centric systems is supposed to, at one end, accelerate things, at the same time make it easy, and make sure that it can scale to a huge set of users. Yeah, very interesting question. So today, you see most of the distinguished panelists, right, they kept saying one thing, right, which is projects, project-based learning, project-based curriculum. The word project, hands-on resonated in this event today, right? That was very glad to hear, right? Especially one of the distinguished panelists spoke about there's nothing great about knowing what a screwdriver is, right? He said what matters is how do you apply the screwdriver, right? So how important that is. So it's how do you make students, again, it's important to learn. One is theory, it's good, but the problem with the universities, they teach one subject at a time, which is required as a foundation, right? Labs, there are labs, right? Again, labs covers like one particular subject, lab is meant for that. One another subject. So there is every semester system, right, is going through multiple subjects and each have labs. So you're learning only one thing. But what does industry do different? The project, when they do, all the industry is doing is putting multiple all those things together and building something, right? That is the thing which the universities are missing. They're trying it to put it in projects, but the problem is that there's no guidance from the industry for doing the project. Why? Because there's no platform, right? So how would you know, for instance, there are today learning platforms which teach coding separately, cloud is separate, right? But today the industries are combining cloud and coding together. Why? Because you have to build applications which can scale to millions of users, right? So you need different methods, right? You need to combine cloud and coding skills. And that's what Hebbale Academy is focused on, hands-on experience. How do you gain hands-on experience? And the best way is projects. Why? Because in projects, you put your multiple learnings together and do something, right? And it's exciting and you get hands-on. And at Hebbale Academy, the idea is combine all these things and give and make sure that you're able to build scalable things on cloud. And project is the way. So our platform called HAWK, which stands for Hebbale Academy Workspace for Coding on Cloud, enables students and developers to do projects on cloud.